Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I received lots of compliments, requests on how to make this beautiful love shape in front of a dress I made for a client. So in this video, I'll be showing you how to do that. Ensure to stay to the end. So I have this paper with me which measures 24 inches in length. So I'll fold it into two like this, making sure it's equal. So the length of this design is 10 inches. So I'm going to measure 10 inches on that part, the down part of it. I'll measure 10 inches. Yours could be, longer or shorter depending on where you've measured on the body of the dress. So I will come up by 2.5 inch. You can go by 3 inches depending on how you want it to be, but for this particular one I used 2.5 inches for it, and I will come in on that 2.5 inch by 2.5 inches. We're just basically going in 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch. So I will make sure it's equal so that it can give me a straight line. So I'll connect it just like this. I'll make a straight line first to join it, then use my curve to curve it this way. So I'll take it with my marker pen just the way I am trying to do right now. So after this I will label it. So this place measures 2.5 inches, while the down part measures 10 inches in length and 2.5 inch in width. So this is how the design looks like, just like a boot. Would I call it a shape? Yeah, that's just the way the shape is. So I'll cut it out, and this is how it is looking like. So this one becomes the outer part of it for the love shape. It has two steps, so this becomes the outer part, while I'll go ahead now to cut out for the one that measures the inner part of it, or the one that will fit in for the inner part. So for this one that will go in, I will measure out 8 inches in length. I just basically reduced 2 inches from the outer one. So for this inner one I measure 8 inches in length, and in width I'll measure the same 2.5 inches in width, just the same thing I did for the outer part or for the other side. And I will come in also by 2.5 inches, just the way I am doing right now. So I will just connect it, making sure everything is equal and straight. So I'll connect it this way and curve it to the other end, just the way I am doing now. So after curving it now, I'll go ahead to use my marker pen to make it more visible. I decided to go with a red marker pen to differentiate the both, and I labeled it. After that I'll cut it out just the way I am doing right now, and this is for the inner one. It's a bit smaller than the other one. This is the fabric I am going to be using to make the design. So for this one I have this interfacing, which is cloth gum. I'll call it cloth gum, some people call it color gum. So I will use that interfacing, and my pattern, my Rigilene bone I'll be using to make this beautiful design, and this is the matching thread for it. So I folded my fabric into two, and I'll be cutting 2 pieces of this. So you can decide to fold your fabric into 4, like folding it in 4 pieces, then place it at once and cut it out all at once. So for this one I folded it just once, and I will cut this one first, then go ahead to cut the other one and cut the interfacing as well. So I'll give 1/2 inch allowance around it. So this is how I've cut everything out. I've given 1/2 inch allowance around everything. I told it to be 4 pieces, so I'm just working on the upper part of it. So the inner part is just going to be there because it's just for tutorial purpose, so I just need the upper part to work on now. So for this one I'll place it and go ahead to my ironing table to iron it out like this. I am placing it, like placing the wrong side to the gum part of the interfacing, and this is how everything looks after ironing it. To turn it now, I need to place it front facing front, just this way. Then I will go ahead to bring in the Rigilene bone that I'm working with, and this is the Rigilene bone I'll use to turn the rough edges. And to use this Rigilene bone, it has to curve just this way. Yeah, just follow the way I curved it and place it on the fabric and give 1 inch allowance on that area. But you can decide to use 1.5 inch allowance. So for this one, I'll go in by 1 inch and place the Rigilene bone. You can decide to shape the mouth of your Rigilene bone and mask it up before you place it, depending on how you fix your bone. So this is the way I'm fixing the boning and measuring the 1 inch allowance, and it's going to go this way, just the way I am curving it. This part can be a little bit tricky. You have to stitch at the inseam, like stitch it at the other end, don't stitch it at the outer part of it. Just follow closely what I am doing right now and stitch it there. Just be careful and exercise patience while doing this part. If you get to that end as well, you'll measure 1 inch allowance and cut out your bone. So I've gone ahead to stitch it all around. This is the way it's looking at the upper part. This is where I stitched it at the inside, not the outer part of the bone. So I'll trim off the excess around it, like the excess fabric. Don't trim off the bone. So I'll trim off the excess and make sure that everything is relaxed well. So after trimming off the excess, now I'll go ahead to turn it inside. Yeah, I'm going to turn it just the way I am trying to do now. Yeah, so after turning it now, it's going to look a bit rough in your eye, but don't worry, we need to iron it. So after turning it, making sure everything is, out, all the curved areas are seated out. So I will go ahead to my ironing table to iron it. This is the way it's looking, and this is just everything we have. So this is how it's going to curve on the body of the dress. You can decide to interlock the mouth, the edge, before stitching it on the dress. So after interlocking it using the matching thread, I'll use this invisible thread that I have, or you can call it transparent thread, and also my needle to stitch it on the dress. I hand stitched it to the dress I worked on. So this is just the way I achieved the beautiful design you're seeing on your screen right now. So you can do it in 4 places, that is to achieve the full design. You can cut the one that measures 10 inches by 2.5 inches in 4 places. Same thing for the one that measures 8 inches in length and 2.5 inch in width. So this is how you place it when you're done making the other patterns for it. So I hope this was helpful to you. If it was for you, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below. Thank you guys, bye.